right. Hello and welcome to UDA Session 3. We are very glad to get started. Once again, we will be diving into the wonderful world of UDA and Eberron, specifically the city of Sharn, where our heroes will try to brave the dangers of college life in the university for destined adventurers. Starting off our list of wonderful, wonderful heroes, we have Jack.
Hi, I'm Jack O'Lantern Audio, and I play Muradin Ironhammer, Mark of Warding Dwarf, Artificer. He's a noble with a bit of a grumpy attitude. If you see the picture, he's the little red-haired dwarf with the goggles on his head and the expression of someone who's just seen someone trample through his flower bed.
Oh, I am Zeta Audio. I play Kel, a changeling bard, who is the person next one up on the staircase from Moradin. He is from the lower city. He's had a bit of a rough life so far, but he's looking to try and make a change for himself.
Hello, I am Everything Audios, and I will be playing Tempest Evergreen, a wood elf sorcerer who is half of a pair, considering that she is a twin.
Is that my cue? Sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mento Audio. I play Nooks Evergreen. They are the twin to Tempest, and they apparently can't cast Eldritch Blast to save their life.
And I am the DM. I am playing everyone else. And one of these days I'll figure out a consistent intro for us. So,
That includes Bear the Goliath Barbarian, Mute speaks sign language, and Draco Shadowheart, the half-elf necromancer, who's our edgy rival character for the session and the campaign.
along with many, many others. Alrighty. I'm getting out my fancy click clack metal dice because I love them.
Ooh.
Ah,
Alright. So, I also have gay dice, and I love my gay dice.
ah, nice.
Alright, everyone, let's get started. You all wake up on another normal day in the wonderful world of Eberron. You are nearing the first test of this school year. Remember that the tests are divided up into every third of the year. So, the first one, so your first third of the year, is starting to come towards, and the first third is coming to an end. I hope that you all have been studying. Your teachers have been preparing you. They also tell you that since this is your first year and this will be your first test, it will be fairly easy. You shouldn't really have too much trouble with it as long as you have been paying attention, at least somewhat in class. Although, honestly, the evil grin that you are given by your artificer teacher makes you worry. But he gives you that grin a lot, so you're not sure whether or not you really need to worry.
Ah,
Speaking of your artificer teacher, it is another wonderful day in Adventuring 101. The teacher has been going off on the daily lecture, this one about how to identify orcs versus how to identify goblins, as they both have, for some reason, very similar fecal matter. It's an interesting lecture to say the least, but oddly helpful when it comes to the tracking of goblins and orcs.
just to be clear, is this Ironbeard the dwarf who gave us our dormitory keys in the first session?
Yes, this is Ironbeard.
Good.
Mr. Ironbeard wraps up his lecture as the bell rings out, telling everyone that it is slowly coming to the end of this class period. Ironbeard says that he needs everyone to stay behind for a moment before they hurry off to their next class. Students,
I'm
I.
already.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm already concerned since this guy is also my invention and you teacher.
Students, as you know, your first test is coming up. To help prepare you for this and to help shake off some of the nerves, we are setting you up all with a little field trip. This will not be a group field trip, you'll be taking them with your roommates. It's also homework. At this point, everyone groans. Ironbeard is known for giving out very hard and very, very long homework. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to write a paper on where you're visiting. This is a practical set of homework. Each of you will be tasked with killing a creature. These creatures are currently causing trouble or will soon be causing trouble somewhere out in the world. Some of them are closer, some of them are farther. Don't worry, you will be provided with teleportation to your destination. Most of you. You will all be given a pamphlet which will give you your target, along with some basic information on the creature. Bring back the head, tusk, eyeball, fang, tail, or whatever else of the creature, and you will be given a passing grade. Is this all understood?
Yes.
Yep.
Understood.
The rest of the class gives yeses or nods, and Muradin clicks a button, and a few electronic spider-like robots grab some papers off of his desk and start doling them out to the students. Once
You
you
mean
have,
Ironbeard?
yeah, Ironbeard, sorry.
Yeah, that's me. I don't have that button. Yes.
No, Ironbeard. After which Ironbeard goes, all right. Once you have your pamphlet, you can head on to your next class. With an exception. Uh, Draco, Bear, Tempest, Nooks, Muradin, and Changeling, what is your name?
Hell.
Kel, right. And Kel, stay behind. I need to talk to you.
Okay, did you actually forget his name, or was that just Ironbeard being weird?
We're gonna say that was just Ironbeard being weird.
Totally. Totally.
Totally. Totally not forgetting one of my players' character names. So the rest of the class filters out once they have their pamphlets, and the other ones of you who are all kind of spread out all amongst the lecture hall, are sat in front of Ironbeard, who goes, "All right, yours is a bit interesting. If you've already opened up your pamphlet, you'll notice that your target is a Wereboar. You might have also noticed your target is in Lower Sharn. You're the only one here who's going to be working inside of the city. This changes a few things. First off, I'm going to tell you up front. The Wereboar that you're looking for is currently in charge of a gang. It's not a big one, but it has been growing. This is part of the reason why you're being sent. This causes some problems as opposed to normal adventuring. First off, you're going to have to work within the laws of the city. While no cops are going to get on your case for killing gang members, especially not in Lower Sharn, you're going to need to reduce collateral. No fireballs.
Understood. Do you
That's
have any leads on where we can find him?
all I know is Lower Sharn, but if you talk to some of the other gangs around, I'm sure someone will know.
Very well, then. What about the rest of you? Have you any ideas? Does a Wereboar ring a bell?
No, but I have a few connections in the lower city that I can take a look at.
If only my friend Morgan was here. Their ability to connect people's minds would certainly help us dig through this, reach in consensus, you might say, with someone.
Yes, well, Morgan is currently going to be going off and fighting a wyvern, so unless you wish to switch places, uh,
No, they have their own path to walk. I will walk mine.
good. Alright. Well, get on to your next classes. You'll be teleported off, well, for y'all, you'll walk, uh, at the end of the day. Tomorrow's classes have been canceled to give you guys time to finish up your quest and get back here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget the
Can we
gift
go
shop is
now?
open 24/7 if you need any supplies. At which
Yes, of
point
course.
he closes. At which point he nods towards the door, and you all file out.
That reminds me, Cal, we should buy
Yes?
you one of those repeating crossbows. I would settle my conscience if you were to attack from the rear. Allow me to take most of the heat.
That's a good suggestion. And while we're at it, we need to buy you two. He points at Moradin and Tempest. Some less noticeable clothes. You're gonna stand out way too much in the lower city.
Oh,
Um,
yes, I'm
my
willing to do that.
outfit, my outfit is kind of part of my personality. It's going to be hard to
gonna
find something.
Nooks is
Maybe
gonna
we'll
give
buy you a
us
nice cloak or something then.
Nooks is gonna give a side eye to Tempest. Like, really? We're about to go do something very dangerous, and you're worried about your outfit?
You're not?
I mean, why would I be? Like, Nooks just kind of sighs and walks away.
You want to be targeted by one of the lower city gangs, that's on you.
I can
By
handle
the
myself.
way, I suggest we take a sky coach over to, well, my place. I believe some of my servants also have connections to the lower city. Perhaps they can provide us some leads. If not, I'm sure there's a bartender or two in the area who has connections to the gangs. Someone somewhere will have heard of this Wereboar.
I think when it comes to standing out, the big guy's gonna be the bigger issue. Draco says, pointing to Bear. Bear signs hurriedly to Draco, and Draco goes, "No, I don't think a cloak would help you, big guy."
Not in terms of us particularly being noticeable, but the guys down there, they can spot a rich person a mile away.
Draco looks at Muradin and goes, "I don't think you need to be good at it to spot that he's got money."
Oh, that is simple. When we go to my house, I will change into my old blacksmith apprentice clothes, which I wore during my apprenticeships around Eberron. They were very simple to allow me to remain beneath notice.
I'm sorry, we go to your house?
They will let me in, and, well,
And we're
if
supposed to what? Sit on the lawn?
no one's going to say no to a son of the Iron Hammers. Besides, if I will simply tell them here are my companions, and their presence is necessary to track down a threat to the city. And if anyone does give you grief, let me know, and I'll set them straight.
Speaking of grief, we're all 1 minute late for our classes, and I believe our next class is with Roll, and I don't want to know what he does when he gets angry. So let's go.
Very well.
Draco and Bear are already walking off. Bear's kind of running.
So we'll run after them.
The next few classes are rather uneventful, other than Roll kind of giving you a little talking to for being late. But when you get to your unique classes, that's when things get a bit interesting. You see,
For
the
the
teach.
benefit of new viewers, Hrolb, or however you pronounce it, is basically a Lovecraftian horror monster. He teaches prophecies, and he's Nooks's warlock teacher, basically.
It's a lot of fun. So, um, speaking of Roll, um, our lovely warlock, um,
Yeah.
Roll, um, enters into your mind and asks um, that you bring back one of the eyes of the Wereboar for him for a little experiment he wants to show off in class.
Agree to that.
He thanks you, although you are slightly unsettled by his thank you. You just kind of shiver a little bit. You're generally unsettled whenever he enters into your mind.
It's an improvement over the first session where everyone but Nooks had to throw up at the sight of him.
It has very much so. Um, Muradin, Ironbeard pulls you aside before you leaves and goes, "All right, I know that you're rich and fancy, but I have something that I need you to pick up for me down in the lower city."
I'm not above doing favors for my teachers, sir.
Uh-huh. This isn't a favor. This is I am your teacher. You are going to do it.
Not above that either.
Cool. The other important part is don't look in the fucking box.
Box?
Yes. When you go through the checkpoint into lower, there will be a Kenku who will hand you a box. Okay? Don't look in
Am
it.
I to bring you this box?
Yes.
I
Don't.
can do that.
Mhm. Don't look in it. Just bring the box back to me, and everything will be chill.
Very well. Hmm. You'll have your buck, sired beard.
Good.
But I'd better get going.
You should. Um, our wonderful little Tempest, your wizard teacher pulls you and Draco aside and goes, "Look, you two. I don't care what mission you're going on. All I know is you're sticking around Sharn. In Middle, you're gonna pass by it, but in Middle Dura, there's this really nice coffee shop. I just want you to stop by and pick me up a coffee on your way back up."
Oh, of course, Teach. I can do that.
Don't call me Teach.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. At which point he goes back to drinking his cup of endless coffee and tries not to fall asleep at his chair.
Imagine this guy as Gandalf if his beard went all the way to the floor.
And he drank coffee 24/7.
Ha!
All right, and then finally our lovely little bard, Kel. Your bardic teacher, again in rhyme, which I will again not do because I can't rhyme at all, um,
Ha!
just wishes you luck and tells you to keep your head out of trouble while you're down there.
Kel says thank you again. Uh, sort of just playing into the rhyme thing, repeating, like just playing along with the rhyming, just because he thinks it's fun.
Very nice. You are probably his favorite student because you do that. All right. Well, moving on to the actual actually no, we should probably stop by the gift shop first. UDA brand gift shop where you can buy anything with the UDA logo on it.
Which may or may not become a thing in real life someday.
Maybe. We'll see. But the
Depends.
UDA brand gift shop run by the wonderful Arcanaloth, which unfortunately I do not have the picture of because um, I only had the picture when I was down in Florida. But the lovely Arcanaloth looks at all of you and goes, "Ah, friends, friends, friends! Come in. What are you buying? Oh, you're going on adventure. You'll probably want some cloaks. Yes, yes. Here, we have some lovely UDA brand cloaks. See, it's got the logo on the back along with the slogan along the bottom. See? Hmm? Hmm?
Cloaks would be good, but we are going to a place where such marks would only be draw unwanted attention. Do you by any chance have any unmarked cloaks we could take?
I guess. Alright, give me a second. He goes into the back looking rather dejected, pulls out a few cloaks and goes, "Alright, these haven't been marked yet. Here you go."
Thank you. You have to understand, we are going to infiltrate the gangs of the lower city. The last thing we want to do is look like privileged rich folk who would be ideal pickings for a mugging.
I get it, I get it. You have no school spirit.
Kel puts up his hand and says, "I've already got a blank cloak. Can I have a marked one, please?"
Of course. And he switches out yours for a marked one and goes, don't you love it? It's so well done. I love, my guy does such good work.
This is probably genuinely the nicest cloak he's ever held. So yeah.
It's actually a pretty nice cloak. Like he clearly doesn't skimp, and the actual like marking is like actually woven in, and it's really well done.
Also, my friends have some need of ranged weapons. A repeating crossbow for my changeling friend here, and perhaps a sling or short bow for my elven companions.
Ah, all right. Repeating crossbow is easy enough. Uh, are you okay with this being marked as well?
If all goes well, he won't need to use it, and if he does need to use it, whether or not it's marked will have no impact.
Wonderful. Compact or heavy?
What do you want, Cal?
I don't know if I could lift a heavy one. Compact, please.
Got it. Easy enough to hide on your body, and good shooter. Nice thing about a repeater is you can fire multiple shots before reloading it. If you really need to, you can really just unload this thing fairly quickly. He hands it to you. It's fairly small. You could easily hide it if you needed to. It's it from tip to from its length goes from about your fingers um to halfway to your elbow. So it's not a very large crossbow, but it gets the job done. Seems to be able to hold 6 shots. Which, speaking of, after 6 shots, it does need to be reloaded, which takes an action, and it
Okay,
and it does the same damage as a light crossbow.
good to know. So, what about you, Tempest Nooks? What manner of ranged weapon would you like?
Um, yeah, honestly, I don't really feel great getting too close. So probably like
I have a lovely sling with UDA brand pebbles.
that's kind of not my style. Do you have like a shorter longbow?
A short bow?
Or a longbow?
Um, let me look. He goes and he finds a long bow and a short bow, and he goes, "So which one do you want?"
Which one do you guys think will make me look prettiest, but also less conspicuous?
In terms of concealment, I believe the short bow is more appropriate. In terms of style, the long bow. Which
At
do
this
you
point,
prioritize?
The Arcana
at this
Loth looks at you and just goes, I'm sorry, have you tried to hide a bow? These are not small things.
Kel's just
I,
burying his head in his hands at this point. Yeah.
my
Also,
friend, I have never had to hide. I'm not exactly Mr. Subtle, if this wasn't an indication. He
also,
gestures to his armor.
buddy, you're going to lower Sharn, right?
Yes, that's what I told you.
Uh-huh. Do you really think people don't walk out in the open with their weapons there? Concealed
I
weapons
wouldn't
are for if
know.
you're about to kill someone without them knowing. The people down there, they'll stab you in the front just as much as they'll stab you in the back.
Which one of those does more damage? Do you know?
Longbow packs a lot more of a punch, much heavier
I'll take
draw
that.
weight.
Nooks will just take whichever one Tempest didn't take.
Short bow for you.
Alright.
And UDA brand arrows.
Yes.
It has the UDA brand on the arrow tip.
Fancy. And to your point, I wouldn't know that because my father never allowed me to go to the lower sections of the city without, well, a carriage. And he only took me there once or twice to go all the way down to the cogs, which I was not very pleased to see, but the point is I wouldn't know, so don't presume I know everything.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're a rich boy. All right, what else y'all need? You're hunting Wereboar, right?
That's
Yep.
right.
Wonderful. You're gonna need some silvered weapons if that's the case. Well, except for you with a fucking weird doubled scimitar glowy thing. I don't know what's up with your weapon.
Do
Interesting.
you have a silvered rapier?
Do you have silver tipped bullets? Arrows, perhaps?
Do you have silver tipped arrows? Yes.
I got pretty much silver tipped everything. You'd be surprised how helpful it is to have them. So, rapier, he pulls out a very finely crafted silvered rapier, which he puts on the thing. Now, I will warn you, a silver tipped rapier is an expensive item.
Perhaps you can, in this instance, settle for a scimitar or something more conventional, my friend.
Perhaps a dagger then?
That might be better. Silvered rapiers are a bit of a fine commodity. He puts away the rapier and brings out a much simpler silver dagger. He goes, "This will probably be more within your price range." He puts it on the counter, but it'll still cut through a wereboar's hide.
Good to know.
All right, silvered arrows, and he brings out a set of silvered arrows. I don't got a lot of these in stock at the moment. You're not the only ones having to fight some sort of were creature, so I'm having to ration them a bit. As such, I only got 10. Is that okay with you?
I believe so.
Muradin, did you need them?
I do not need them, but if you are going to use a bow, you will need the correct ammunition for the right target.
Right. Okay. So I'll take 5, and my twin will take the rest.
Got it. 5 and 5. This will be the one time. I only need you to track ammunition when it comes to magical ammunition, by the way, like silvered arrows. So just keep track of that. All right.
I will take a warhammer, if you please.
Silvered Warhammer. All right. That's something I see a lot. Give me 1 second. He goes into the back and finds one. He goes, all right, a silvered UDA Warhammer. It's a rather nice Warhammer with the UDA emblazoned on the part that goes smashy smashy. um, and he goes, "This should get through a werewolf side. Well, a lycanthrope of any kind. And well, that's about it. Unless you need anything else."
I believe we will be good for now. Just let me know one thing. Do you carry guns by any chance?
They're not the most common thing in the world, but we got them, yeah.
Good. I won't be buying any today, but in I have a feeling that in future I will need them. So when I feel I can afford one, I'll be back.
All right.
Other than
Ah,
that, we'll pay you now.
speaking of afford, cost. Give me 1 second. All right, so that's 2 sets of arrows, 1 set of silvered arrows, a short bow, long bow, silvered dagger, silvered warhammer, a few cloaks. That'll cost you, about 200 gold pieces.
Kel faints.
Oh no, I liked him.
He's not used to having to pay so much for everything. Well, no matter. I'll just get at the money here. Gordon reaches into his pocket, finds a bag of holding, and pulls out a very, very large bag of coins. So, how much did you say this was? 200?
200 gold pieces.
Okay, let me count. Starts fiddling around in there. Da 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 da.
Or 20
And
platinum pieces if you got it.
he places 10 platinum pieces and 100 gold pieces on the table. I trust this will cover us.
Will do. Come back if you need anything else. And he comes around and he goes, and he grabs a little glass of water and splashes it on Kel's face. Come back if you need anything. Bye.
Goodbye. So, how are you feeling, Cal?
200 gold.
Don't worry, I took care of it.
Kel quickly goes up to touch his face to make sure he didn't shift out of the human form. He didn't. It's fine.
Um, so just as a reminder and also to celebrate this, um, we are raising money for Ukraine at the moment. You'll see up top it says Comforting Cantrips for Ukraine or CNC for Ukraine.
Oh, we're at 100.
Our goal is to raise 500 if we can. That would be wonderful. We currently have 100 raised because we just had an anonymous donation of $60. So thank you so very much to whoever kind soul donated that $60. It
Yeah,
really does
thank you
help,
very much.
and we are really glad of any donation. So yeah,
That
back
is
to
crazy.
where we were.
Hmm.
So you have gotten your supplies. What do you do now?
Kel's probably going to uh, start heading down to start packing to spend some time in the lower city, asking around the gangs to see if they've heard of this Wereboar.
Alrighty.
Burden will head back to his house to retrieve his blacksmith apprentice clothes, and check in with his family, let them know where he's going.
So do you all go down to lower together, or Kel, are you going ahead of everyone?
Uh, I'm going to wait to see what everyone else is doing before I answer that.
Okay. Tempest and Nooks, I'm assuming, are probably going to go home, but Tempest is going to like spend at least an hour and a half trying to pick out multiple outfits to get, like, did not realize that this was going to be a multi-day trip and is now
It
just
isn't a multi-day trip.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, then never mind. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna make sure I have all of my stuff.
Same.
You all concern me sometimes. All right, so you make your way down to Lower Dura. Kel, did you go ahead?
I'm gonna say yeah, I went ahead.
All right. So you make your way through the checkpoint in Lower Dura. You've done this a lot of times. You at this point you're familiar with the guards that work it, and also you are familiar with the fact that multiple gangs keep some people situated at the checkpoints just to do some minor theft and keep an eye on things. And one of your old friends notices you.
Oh,
Hey, it's the kid. How you doing, buddy?
hello there. I'm doing well.
That's good to hear. Uh, hey, you wouldn't happen to be doing any gang business uh at the moment, would ya?
Not at the moment, no. Uh, Mostly just upper city business.
Hmm. 'Cause you see, we heard about a package getting smuggled into UDA recently to one of the teachers.
You may give it to me. I
You're
will
not
I,
you're
deliver
not
I'm
it.
with
I'm
him.
going ahead. I'm going ahead.
All right.
Uh, oh, really?
Yeah. You see, Kenku was taking it, but we confiscated it because Kenku stepped into the wrong turf.
Ah,
New people, fresh blood. You know how it goes.
yeah. So how does this concern me?
Well, we want to know why a teacher would need such a thing.
Well, my connections in the university aren't as well oiled as they are down here. I wouldn't know.
Hmm. Unfortunate. Well, if you truly don't know anything, then well, we have no further use of you at the moment. Enjoy your time down here, buddy. I'm sure it's I'm sure it's wonderful compared to what you're living like up there.
Well, it's nice to be home.
All right. So you're going and investigating some leads, right? Trying to figure out
Yeah,
about this werebore. All right.
yeah.
Are you looking into the changeling community or into the gangs?
I'd probably start with the changeling community just to get a more of a feel about how the gangs feel before he starts asking them specifically.
All right. An old pal of yours, who does some minor theft as basically his work. He goes up to mid and steals things for a living. Uh, Greets you when you come in and goes, "How's upper life been?"
It's been amazing. You can actually see the sun up there.
It's it's amazing the first time you see it.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing back down here? I mean, other than sentimental reasons and seeing your old ma.
Well, to be honest, I've got a. The university's given me a bit of a task. I need to hunt down a wereboar. Would you have any idea about that?
Sorry, kid. I do most of my business up in middle. Maybe ask the old man. Uh, he usually knows about that sort of thing.
Of course, of course.
And don't forget to say hi to your mother, all right? She misses you terribly.
I will. He's probably gonna go and see his mum first.
Fair, fair. Uh, Kel's mother is ecstatic to see him. It's been almost 2.5 months at this point, since she's seen him, and she dearly misses him. Oh, how are you doing, dear?
I'm doing great, Mum.
Your siblings have been so worried about you. Has it been good up there?
Oh, it's been amazing.
That's
The upper city
wonderful.
is beautiful.
That's so wonderful. We'll have to visit sometime. I promise me and the family will make some time to come visit.
I hope you can.
Oh, you look so good. Is this a new cloak?
Yes, one of my friends bought it for me.
So wonderful.
So well made.
Are you making good friends up there?
Ah, brilliant friends. Yes.
That's so good to hear. Uh, what are you doing down here? Not to say I don't love seeing my boy, but what are you doing?
Well, I wish I could say it was just a visit, but I'm investigating something for a task the university's given me.
Being a hero already? Oh, you make
Yeah.
me so proud. And she brings you into a big hug.
Uh, Kel just takes in the hug.
Oh, it's so wonderful to hear. So, is it a problem down here?
Uh, a bit of one, yes. There's a apparently there's a werebore about the lower city.
This wouldn't have anything to do with gangs, would it?
It yes, it supposedly the werebore is a leader of a small gang.
Hmm. Uh, your grandparent has been grumbling at some of the local games about something involving the gangs. So he's currently out playing poker, cheating as always. But um, if you go out, you'll find him fairly easily. You know the spot.
Of course, yes, I do.
Good. And here, bring him his lunch. He forgot it.
Of course he did.
Well, here, go, get going. I'm sure you have investigating to do.
Yes, I do. I hope I can spend more time with you soon.
Uh, Please bring your friends over to dinner if you get the chance. I'd love for the family to meet them.
Of course.
All right. So do you head over to where your grandparent, the old man, resides?
Yep.
All right. He's at his usual gambling spot, as always, cheating and fooling the local. Um, well, not fooling the locals. The locals know him. He fools the idiots that find their way down here somehow. He sees you and goes, "Ah, Kel, come here, come here.
Hi, Grandpa.
How's life?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
You know,
You should see.
I actually used to visit up there. Used to have a big job up there back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to tell you about it later. For now, you brought my lunch. It's great to see. I was getting a bit
Yep.
peckish. Um, what are you doing down here?
Well, investigating rumors of a werebore leading a gang. Uh, you
That would
wouldn't happen
explain
to
a
know
lot.
anything about that?
One of the small-time gangs. You probably heard about them. The Tuskers, small-time gang, other end of town. You might have run into them when you were doing business um, down here, but they've been getting a bit overzealous recently. It's been causing some tension among the gangs. There's been a bit of infighting around here. Luckily,
Ah,
far away from the community, since it's on the other side of town. But basically, I've been having to keep most of the kids near the community for now while the tensions are high.
can I just point out that while he's talking in the changeling community, he's probably dropped the human face and is using his changeling face,
Yeah,
his true face. Yeah,
that
I just wanted
that makes
to.
sense.
I just
Uh,
wanted to say that.
since your grandparent is outside of the community at the moment, he's currently wearing the face of a drow,
Ah, okay.
which is the normal face. It's a good bit younger than he actually is, but no one tends to point that out
Ah,
anymore. So he goes, I don't have much in the way of leads, but I do know they've been really, really starting to butt heads with the scales. You know, the ones that run the red light district.
yeah,
Um, maybe talk. I hate to recommend this, but maybe talk to them. They're. I know you've never dealt with them before. You were always too young, but um, their headquarters are at the center of the red light district, at the Red Dragon. You'll know it fairly easily. It's got a Red Dragon hologram that plays at the front. Uh, that's the best I can offer you. They might have a bit more information on where the gang is located at the moment.
of course. Thank you, Grandpa.
Do be careful. The half dragon that runs that gang is known for his temper.
Of course.
All right.
Kel gets up to leave, and like, on the way out, he sort of gives a hand signal that to his grandpa that let sort of hints at what his opponent's hand is.
Grandpa gives a thank you signal back, and you hear a groan from the man he was playing against as you walk away.
Oh.
All right. So Muradin, you were able to get your blacksmith gear. It's a bit tight because it was from when you were younger, but it fits well enough.
Yeah. Do I run
And
into anyone there? Because assume at least his father or mother would be in the house, not a servant or two.
what?
Oh, I was asking if Burden meets anyone while he's in the house, just because somebody would logically be there while the day is on. If only one of his parents or a servant.
The head servant, an older man with a crooked back, um, who looks at you and goes, "Ah, haven't seen you around in a little bit, master. What do you need?"
I'm here for my old apprentice clothes. Business with the university requires me to go to Lower Sharn under an assumed identity in order to avoid drawing attention to myself. These clothes will help with that.
Understood. I'll go fetch them for you. Unfortunately, the master and mistress are uh, out and about at the moment. Master is currently doing a showcase, um, and the mistress, I'm not sure where she is at the moment. Probably the council meeting, uh, more than likely.
Muradin mutters to himself, yeah, I wouldn't call that unfortunate.
I know you don't get along with them, young master, but they are family. Try to give them a little bit of leeway. At least while you live in the house. It makes things a bit easier.
As long as they remain out of my business, I'll remain out of theirs. I think that's plenty of leeway.
Fair enough, young master. If you need anything else, just ask.
Of course. I'll take a seat.
He fetches you your equipment and then gives you a curt nod before going back to his duties around the house.
Merlin kind of looks around and goes, huh, just one item in this house would pay for 100 trips up from the cogs, and yet we hoard them for ourselves. If only my father was not so stubborn. But, well, maybe when I'm done down there he will be less tight-fisted, or maybe not. And then he just changes into the clothes in his room, and then heads out.
All right. Tempest and Nooks, do you guys get your equipment together and head down?
Yeah, but I also wanted to so Midnight, the cat, for now is at their current house, just because like Tempest didn't want to have to deal with the zoomies at 2 a.m. in the dorm room.
Fair enough. Are you two stopping by your family house, or are you just all your equipment's in the dorm, so you don't necessarily need to, but you could on the way.
I mean, we're in Middle Sharn already. It would be like a 15-minute walk home. Why not? Say goodbye.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you go see your parents. Your mother and father look at you, and your father goes, "Oh, what? So good to see you too. What are you doing?"
We have been specifically chosen with like our group to go kill a wereboar in Lower Sharn.
That's wonderful to hear. Do you need anything, or are you just saying hi on your way?
We should be good
Um
for now, but
yeah, I think we're okay. Unless you have any spare silver lying around.
Whew. Um. Ah. I don't know. Your mother was always the monster hunter out of the two of us. Darling, your mother comes out into the living room and goes, "Oh, hello. What do you need? Do you have any spare silver lying around?" Silver? What do you need silver for?
We're killing a wereboar.
Oh, killing a wereboar. Never fought a wereboar myself, but we did have an interesting case with a were rat population back up north before we moved here. Um, Let me see if I can find any of my old supplies. Your mother goes back into her room, and you can hear her banging throughout some chests and stuff until finally she comes back and goes, "It's not a lot, but I do have this." And she gives you a circlet, which is almost like it's a little thing that you wear on your head, for those of you who don't know. And she goes, "It's not a lot, but it is good at deterring uh, were creatures. It acts as kind of like a aura of almost a bad smell to lycanthropes. It'll keep them a bit away from you, but don't test it. They can still get near you. They just will attempt to avoid you when they can."
Tempest immediately gives it to Nooks.
Nooks just shakes her head and is like, "Thank you. This will mean a lot." And holds on to it.
Yeah, sorry. My old halberd isn't going to exactly be useful for either of you, so um, unfortunately, that's the best I can do.
That's plenty. Thanks, Mom.
No
Thank
worries.
you.
Now, go, go. Be heroes. Do adventuring. Uh, what do the kids say about adventuring these days? Yeet them.
Hold on. I think I missed that. Did she say yeet them?
Yes. Yes.
Tempest looks horrified and then just goes, "Don't worry, I'll teach you later."
Nooks has a smile on her face the whole time, like not even saying anything, but just like, yeah, sure, totally. But doesn't say that out loud. They just gives like a kind of look.
All right. You all meet up at the checkpoint to lower Sharn. The out of the six of you, definitely the two that stand out the most are Muradin, who even in his least fancy clothes still looks nicer than anyone else around, and uh, your Goliath, who stands about a head taller than most people in Lower Sharn.
So if Murden gets there after Tempest, she's going to look at him, be like, "Oh no, sweetie, you are going to be spotted immediately," and cast Prestidigitation to soil his clothes.
That works. All right.
Nonplussed, but just nods and says, "Yes, of course. Thank you."
Draco meets the rest of you last. Surprising all of you, he comes from inside Lower. He goes, "All right. Any of you got any leads?"
I
Kel,
believe
who
our
is
friend the Changeling has been at work all this time, talking to his connections. What have you found, friend?
well, there's a gang called the Tuskers who have been causing a bit of trouble lately, and I believe we can get some more information on them from the scales in the red light district. We can find them at a restaurant called the Red Dragon, and
That's
also
not a restaurant, buddy.
ah ah
Especially not if it's in
ah
the red light district.
ah ah
Fun fact, the red light district is named after the red light that comes from the Red Dragon.
ah.
Yep. Alright, well, let's get this over with. He passes through the checkpoint quickly and motions you all to follow. Uh, for the rest of you, other than Kel, you get questioned. So the guard at the checkpoint looks at, we'll go Tempest first and goes, "I don't know you. What is your business down here?"
Why do you care?
Can Nooks step? Sorry, damn, you go first.
No. You are separated the instant you are going through the
Oh,
checkpoint.
never mind. I was gonna
Checkpoint.
do something, but never mind.
The guard looks at you and goes, "What do you think my fucking job is?"
I don't care what your fucking job is. I'm trying to get into the lower level.
Uh-huh. Hey, Bill. Yeah, do a pat down of her. I think she's got some weird stuff on her.
Oh, a pat down, huh?
So Bill pats you down, searches you. Do you have any illegal items on you?
What would constitute as illegal?
Um, things like necklaces of fireball, like things that could either cause mass amounts of damage or um, there are certain illegal contrabands like certain drugs or that sort of thing.
Oh, okay, well, I don't have any drugs, and I'm pretty much the most dangerous thing on me, so no.
All right.
DM, on a separate note, will I be able to bring our patron in?
Your patron's considered a sword, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
You will probably get asked questions, which, by the way, Tempest is allowed through. Nooks! They immediately stop you because of your sword, and they go, "What does that do?"
Why do you need to know?
Because if it can cause mass amounts of destruction, it's my job to know.
don't worry, it can't do that much.
What do you mean by that much? Give me a scale.
Look, don't I? How do I word this? Jesus. Again, why do you need to know? Just
Could it blow up a
I'm not
building?
gonna hurt. No.
Then we're good. Go through.
Okay.
Muradin, they look at you and go, okay, what the fuck are you doing down here? You're not nearly dirty enough.
That's because I'm not from this city. I'm a bounty hunter. Some lowlife I've running from the courses hidden down here, and I've come to get him.
Huh. Throw a stone and you'll find one of them, but have fun trying to find them. You can go through.
So he does, casting a look over his shoulder as he goes and says, huh, wow, that was easy.
Muradin, you get approached by a rather large bugbear. This is, your friend, Kel. Well, friend in quotation marks.
Who
Look,
are you, and what do you want with me?
hi. You seem to match the description that Kenku was given. What's in the box?
I don't know. I was told not to look in the box.
That's what the Kenku told us too, so we wanted to not do it in case it was an explosive. Too many of those these days. What can you give us for us to give you the box?
Oh, I have something. Come closer, so I can whisper it into your ear.
The bugbear leans down, not quite as close as you would want, but closer.
Erden reaches up to him and says, oh, for the purposes of everyone else in this part of the city, my name is Corgan Bloodaxe, ruthless mercenary veteran. But as far as you are concerned, I am Muradin Ironhammer, son of Torgar, and Kali Stronghelm, brother to Magni Ironhammer, who is in training to be on the Council of Sharn. If you, or anyone in your gang, does something to compromise me, they will be furious and will come down upon you with all the strength that both my noble houses can muster. And believe me, you really don't want that. Your entire family could be cast down into the cogs and worked to the bone on scraps.
Roll intimidation.
18.
Alright. He's shook up enough that he gives you the box.
There. That wasn't so hard, was it?
Yeah. Come on, go. I don't want to see you around.
I'm glad you saw reason. And Muradin walks over to the group.
Kel, the bugbear and his friends are tracking, uh, are keeping an eye on you guys and seem to light up when they see that you are with them.
Ah.
You wouldn't happen to know that bugbear, would you, Cal?
Yep. I've passed through these gates quite often. He's a friend of mine. Friend in
Well, he
quotation.
just tried to extort me for the box. I had to
He does that.
explain to him why that would be a bad idea.
What box would that be?
Muradin shows him. Ironbeard asked me to get this box. I don't know what's in it, and for now, I don't want to know. Just Tell your friends they might want to keep out of the Academy's business from now on.
Oh, Kel, you know they're gonna far from do that, especially now that you're in the academy.
Ah. Well, in other news, my mum's invited you round to dinner. If you want to come.
I see no reason not to.
Aw,
Uh,
that sounds so cute.
I'm sorry, have any of you eaten down here?
No, have you?
Yes, and it's my favorite thing ever. Let's go. This is the one time you actually see Draco light up a little.
Oh, so he can smile. I didn't know that was possible.
Draco looks at you and goes, "Come on, it's the only good part about this shithole is the food."
there are other few good points about down here.
He looks
Very
at
well.
you like you just committed the greatest heresy ever. And he just shakes his head and goes, "No," and continues on going.
Whew. Pushed a button there, I think. So let's go to the changeling community then.
All right,
And
the changeling community is pretty well hidden, as you would expect. So it's not exactly the easiest thing to find, but luckily you have a guide. After a few twists and turns, you're eventually in the secluded community, where you see immediately everyone go from changeling to transform, almost quicker than you can blink.
Hmm. Fascinating.
don't
You must take
don't.
great pains to hide yourselves down here.
Yeah, we don't really like outsiders, but my family's nice. I promise.
After everyone notices that you guys are with Kel, they slowly start to transform back into changelings. Kel, do you go into your natural state?
Yes, which actually this would probably be the first time that this party's seen his true face.
Muradin raises an eyebrow and goes, "Oh, so that's what you look like under all that magic."
Yep. Yep.
Tempest just stares. She thinks all of this is very fascinating.
Draco goes, "Ah, so you're uglier when you're not transformed."
Take
Tempest
that
scratches
back.
her head.
Bear signs at Draco, and Draco goes, "Oh, sorry, Jesus, I was just making a joke." Ugh.
I think you should stick to your usual habits, raising skeletons and making snide remarks.
That was a
You're not
snide remark.
you're not fit for the comedy circus.
I think I'm very funny, thank you.
So my house is this way. Uh, and Kel leads them uh to his house.
So Kel's house is kind of a ramshackle, almost hut. It's not large at all. It's put together using some wood and some tarps and such, mostly just to give a warm enough interior when things get colder.
Hmm.
Generally, this community seems to be built on the same types of houses. It's all positioned underneath an archway under one of the larger towers,
Yeah.
which does actually give the effect of a night sky sometimes, because the under archway um, cracks and reveals little either small streams of light or little gems that reflect light, all of which kind of give this illusion of a starry sky above the community.
So it's like Blade Runner.
Kinda, yeah. Um, as
That's
you as you go up to the house, Muradin, you actually notice it's much better put together than it looks like initially. It's not necessarily about to fall apart. It just had to use very um, bad. It had to use very bad materials, so it looks badly put together. But it was actually very well put together for the materials it had.
interesting. Who put your house together, friend? They were
Oh,
obviously very skilled.
oh, not actually sure who did it. Pretty sure it was built before I was born.
Hmm. What that everyone from the upper city could see what craftsmanship lies down here. Perhaps they might not look down on you as much.
Well,
Draco interjects, "Trust me, there's plenty to look down on here."
I didn't ask. Well, shall we go inside?
sure. And then Kel knocks on the door.
Your mother opens up the door. Your siblings are setting up the dinner table. There's four in total siblings. One sister, one brother, and two non-binary, um, which is not uncommon amongst changelings because of their ability to shift as they wish. They all look at you, and your siblings immediately rush you into a group hug as your mother just invites you in and moves the group hug out of the doorway so that way everyone else can come in.
Kel is going to move over with the group hug.
Um,
And he's gonna start telling his siblings about the upper city.
so your siblings range in age from a year to 6 years younger than you, all within that range. The closest is your brother, who very much is looking forward to seeing you become an adventurer. And the youngest of which is one of your non binary siblings.
Hmm.
The mother looks at the rest of you and goes, "It's wonderful to meet Kel's friends. Please come in, sit down. Uh, Feel free to wash your hands over in the bathroom there. Dinner will be out shortly."
Of course. Thank you.
Uh, can I know your names?
Muradin of House Ironhammer. At your service.
Thank
Muradin
you.
bows slightly.
Hi, I'm Tempest. It's super cool to be here and to meet you. Your family is so cute.
Thank you.
I'm Tempest's twin, actually. Beautiful house you have, by the way.
Thanks. Draco goes, I am Draco Shadowheart. Pleasure to meet you. The food that I can smell from the kitchen smells wonderful. And Bear signs some stuff, and Draco goes, and this is Bear. He has a longer name, but he prefers Bear. He says that your house reminds him of his house. He thinks that it's wonderful and very rustic. For those of you who don't know, Bear grew up in the mountains, so he's used to houses that can be taken apart quickly because Goliaths in the mountains are nomadic.
Hmm. I
So
must concur. This house is made of fine make, despite the limited materials you had available to you. Who put this together?
Ah, that would actually be uh, Kel's father.
Ah, Muradin looks around awkwardly and says, "So, your son has not told us much about this place, but I understand he was happy with you."
I'm glad to hear. But enough talking. Let's get some food in your bellies. Um, I am making Kel's favorite.
Muradin sits at an well, if there's a table and chairs, he takes a seat. If not, he'll stand near the table.
All right. Um, so the food that Kel's mother brings out is a boiled and seasoned um, kind of a prawn-like creature. For those of you who don't know, Sharn is actually next to a large river, and in that river are some very large creatures. One of these is this prawn. Um, so it's a very good ingredient in multiple dishes because one of it can cook a lot for a large family. The prawn takes up most of the table, and the way you're supposed to eat it is to just dig in. So
Hmm.
once she sets it out, she kind of explains that to y'all and goes, "All right, Kel, you can start."
Kel just goes in for the first chunk of it.
Your siblings follow immediately after. um, this dish is wonderfully made. Kel's mother is great at cooking with these prawns, and this the seasoning, while simple, is very well done. It's not
Hmm.
a five-star restaurant, but it's amazing home cooking.
Muradin licks his fingers and nods. Thank you. This is magnificent.
Draco goes, "Oh, this is wonderful. You have to tell me how you make this."
Tempest looks over at Draco and just goes, "Ah, I've never seen him happy. You've done a very good job."
And Draco goes, "Yeah, I've had to be around you all the time."
I can and will hurt you.
Kel's mother just goes, "Not in the house, please."
Not in the house.
Yes, we'll
Kel
wait until we're outside.
Kel is just relaying the stories of basically everything he's done throughout the year so far to his sibling.
Oh, your
Like
siblings are eating it up. They are loving it.
he, he's not just telling them; he's exaggerating them as well.
Surprising everyone, Draco does not correct Kel in this matter. Um, so yeah, the dinner is great. You are offered beds for the night, but they also understand if you want to get on the investigation as quickly as possible.
I thank you for your hospitality, madam, but we have a wild boar to catch, and it is best not to keep him waiting.
Understandable. Please, feel free to come back and visit. It is wonderful to see Kel's friends.
Gladly. But for now, we must go. Thank you for having us.
And Nooks kind of just not squeaks. What is the word? Sneaks in a few last thank yous while they're leaving.
And welcome back, everyone, to UDA University for Destined Adventures. It is lovely to be with y'all right now. So one little one little thing before we get started. We do actually have a follower goal. We do want to get to 50 followers, so if you can help us, that would be great. The reason why we want to do this, we want to start getting emotes for the chat, so you all can get excited. Um, so that you all can get excited for whenever with us, we'll have one for when people roll a d20, or one for when people roll a uh, 1. It will be a lot of fun. We also plan to have one that is just bear with a thumbs up, because I'm not gonna skip that. That one's too much fun, and a few others. So yeah, and speaking of which, thank you, Princess Willow Tree, for following. That was super nice of you. So yeah, if you can, just spread the word about the stream and get some people interested in it and get some follows. They can also watch on YouTube. Episodes release a week after they go on. They go live on Twitch. So yeah. Speaking of, if you're watching on YouTube, you should go on Twitch and follow us. All right. So, moving on to our wonderful game. You just had your wonderful little I'm gonna stop using the word wonderful. You just had your lovely little moment with uh, Kel's family, and you are now investigating the Red Dragon. So the Red Dragon's not exactly something that's hard to find. It's literally the center of the red light district, named as such for the light that spills from the hologram at the center of it, right above the Red Dragon. So, you all are standing in front of the Red Dragon. A fountain of golden water, um, lit by some light underneath it, stands in front of the gold dragon. By the way, there is an image on screen if any of you wish to see it. And a line forms out the door to get in. It's the most popular club in town for multiple reasons, one of which is definitely the interesting entertainment that can be found inside.
Hey DM, how old are we? 18?
You are all
Yeah,
18.
Okay.
So, I assume we don't have time to wait in line. But what are our options for getting inside?
Give me an investigation check.
All of us? Or
Well, I'll go
Any of you who
first.
are
I have
looking.
I'd look.
I'll also look.
18.
I don't know.
That is a natural 20.
Nice.
That is a 4.
A natural one.
Oh my gosh.
I got a 4. Originally not 1.
So our nat 1 can barely, it takes them a while to notice the dragon. Our
Hell,
nat 20, you notice that there is a side entrance for servants that looks like you could slip in, because you caught the password to it being put in.
Oh, okay.
nice.
I've lived in
DM.
Lord Sharn my whole life, I swear.
Random question. Would I be able to get in using Misty Step?
Teleport spell.
You technically could, but it's not uncommon for these sorts of places to have some sort of magical detection for
Then never mind.
teleportation.
It was worth a shot.
Okay. Because I see all of that go down, I'm not going to say this out loud, but I'm going to cast a message 3 times so that like each of you gets the same message, and I'm just going to be like, there's a door on the side. I found I know the password. We can try going in that way.
That sounds good.
So are you not telling Draco or Bear?
I forgot they were there.
How could
We
you
forgot
forget?
the NPCs again.
How could you forget the best character?
All
I
right,
tell the message.
cool. So do you guys try to sneak in the side entrance?
Yes, and to
Yeah.
help with that, Muradin will use his magical tinkering feature to emit a small piece of rubble he's been carrying around with a non-verbal sound of, well, a mouse or a rat squeaking to draw the attention away from us.
Ah, yes, a mouse or a rat in the. Actually, no, this is the red light district. It's much nicer than the other districts. So, alright.
Tempest is going to cast Alter Self and change into just like any worker. try to blend in.
Cool.
Probably an interesting uniform in this place.
Yeah,
Listen to the servers and stuff.
yeah, if you've ever been to a bra barista place, this is only slightly more covering than that. So, uh, Nooks is now traumatized. Poor
Hell,
Nooks.
you can shapeshift into a
Well, Kel can't shapeshift his clothes, so
fair enough. Maybe you can just imitate one of the bouncers or something.
So I need stealth rolls, with advantage for our transformed person.
Stealth rolls.
Mm-hmm.
stealth.
Ooh.
Stealth.
Well, I hope I live to regret this.
That is
14.
a 17.
14.
Oh wow, I got a natural 20.
21.
17 again.
And Kel.
14. I've been a sneaky thief all my life, I swear.
Come on, dude. You're literally the one who lives down here. All right. So the rest of y'all sneak in, although Kel barely. Draco is going with y'all when all of a sudden you hear a crash as Bear knocks into one of the bouncers and knocks him through one of the glass windows.
Muradin pinches the bridge of his nose with 2 fingers and says, "Oh, of all the times for him to stand out like this."
DM, would I be able to cast invisibility on him?
Uh,
Would there be enough time to, or
I guess, yeah.
then I will do that.
Detect invisibility people around.
I
You
mean,
know, for
the idea of someone just doing that and then going invisible wasn't something most of them expected. Um,
Muradin gestures furiously towards Bear, saying, "Get over here! Get over here!"
so yeah, so all of a sudden one of the bouncers goes through the window, and the big guy who caused it all of a sudden goes poof. And the bouncers are looking for him. Give me a second, I need to.
Yeah.
Their perception checks.
Yep. So, Bear is able to sneak away from them and get over to you guys.
Muradin makes a face. Okay. I don't know about the rest of you, but I think we are going to need a new plan. Bear, I'm sorry, I know you were excited, but you need to stay outside, okay? And at least one of us will have to stay outside with you, just so nothing like that happens again,
I vote
okay?
Draco.
What do you say?
I vote Draco.
Draco looks at y'all and goes, "No. I am not passing up the opportunity to go in there."
Muradin
Well, I'm
looks
kind of the
at
only
him
one
kind of
here.
with a look that says, "Dude, I really, really don't like you, and then turns to Nux and says, okay, Nux, perhaps you would like to stay out here if this makes you uncomfortable.
When did I say this made me uncomfortable?
Oh, just the look you got on your face when your sister changed her appearance.
I mean, I can adjust quickly.
Well, somebody is staying out here, and by all the gods, it will not be me. Someone has to keep you all straight.
pretty
Nooks will go
sure-
back and eye Draco again.
I'm pretty sure 90% of this group is gay, but alright.
Ha 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 ha.
So
Ah.
Draco looks at y'all and goes, fine. Okay,
And,
can whoever
just to
made
be
Bear
clear-
invisible stop making him invisible? I can't talk to him at the moment.
It'll last for an hour or until that target attacks or casts a spell, so I don't think there's a way
No, you can dismiss the spell.
I can?
Mhm.
It doesn't say that. Then I will dismiss it. It doesn't say that in the spell's description for some reason.
That's all. Alright, Bear comes back and signs to Draco, and Draco goes, yeah, buddy, no worries.
And just to be clear, when I said straight, I meant on the straight and narrow, we're getting through this. If that wasn't clear, because
Oh, it was. It's just funnier when, I can make jokes about the group being gay.
you remember last session where I made a joke about how bear is also a word for large hairy gay men, and you told me not to?
Shh. Alright, so, moving on to our wonderful, wonderful interior. So the interior is about as loud and obnoxious as you could think. Many, many scantily clad people, and those of you with more sensibilities that don't like to see that sort of stuff are blushing like red tomatoes, almost as red as the dragon out front.
Muradin has seen, women in French maid outfits. He's desensitized to this.
This one's gonna be interesting to edit.
Oh my gosh. It's a good thing we don't try to make the YouTube ones PG. You want to know the entire reason why you all are going, why the entire reason why the red dragon is here?
I'm
Why
curious.
would any dragon be here? For riches and
No, no, no.
power?
The entire reason it's in this game is because I love the image of the red dragon.
Oh, you meant on a meta level, right?
Uh-huh. All right.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the red dragon, you guys are looking for the scales. So, it doesn't take long for one of them to find you. A larger woman comes up to y'all and specifically goes up to Tempest and goes, "Hmm.
Can I help you?
Why aren't you working?"
Oh, Tina said that she would take over when I went on my break. So
Tina, huh?
Allow me to stop you there. We specifically paid for her time. We needed information on this place. I'm hunting a fugitive from outside of Sharn.
Look, Muradin, I don't know what your whole deal is right now, but I've seen your father around enough to know that family resemblance. So, what do you need?
We are student. Well, if you know who I am, then you know it must be serious if I'm down here and dressing myself in these old leathers and letting them be dirtied.
Ah,
I'll
yes, an 18-year-old coming to a strip club. That's a new one.
If I wanted such adult entertainment, I could do it comfortably and safely in the upper central plateau where I live. Not down here where at any other time I could get shivved just for the money in my wallet. But to business. We are students of the University for Destined Adventurers, and we have been assigned a task to hunt down a Wereboar who has appointed himself a gang boss. Does the name the Tuskers mean anything to you?
You're gonna want to talk to the boss. Come on. So the large woman takes you to the back room and through a few passages until you reach a rather nice door. She knocks on it, and you hear, "Come in." In front of
Burden.
you, in front of you, in the rather nice office at a mahogany desk, sits a half dragon, a red half dragon. He looks at you. What do I owe the pleasure?
You know who I am, yes? Or at least some of you do.
I know anyone who comes in and out of my store.
Then let me keep it simple. We have been assigned the task of hunting down a wereboar who is causing problems in this part of the city. We believe he has appointed himself the gang boss of one of the gangs down here. Something called the Tuskers. Very subtle.
They were called that long before he took over. I think he took over because of the name, honestly, but I don't know.
And here
So,
I thought he was merely being, well, I don't know what I thought. He was just stupid. Regardless, he's who we're looking for. What can you tell us about him?
now, I don't know how new you are around here, but information isn't free. So,
Merlin rolls his eyes, gets out the bag of holding, and takes 5 platinum pieces out and places them on the table. Very well, I will cross your palm with silver. Now talk.
Kel is on the verge of fainting again, but is holding back from it.
okay. I see you mean business. I'll tell you. The Tuskers are a small gang, or were for the longest time. They did some nastiness, but honestly, they kept out of the way. They lie in the southern area of our territory, uh, almost in between us and, well, the gang that you are so familiar with, as he looks at Kel.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately for us, they decided to push towards our territory instead of towards theirs. So they're becoming our problem. Now, I'm fine if you take care of them, put them back in their place. But as far as location, that I do care about. You see, their new headquarters is one of our facilities, as we're gonna say. A warehouse. There's a lot of expensive stuff in that warehouse. Quite a few things I would like back. So, the deal we're gonna make is you can go freely through my territory. You can go deal with them. I'll give you I'll give you back your 50 platinum after you've done that, and we'll go our separate ways as long as you don't touch anything within the warehouse. At least anything that's not on a dead body.
I can build or purchase my own gear, thank you. I don't think that will be a problem for anyone else.
I don't care about the gear there. I care about the actual stuff inside.
Like what? Drugs? Do you hide people in there, in cages?
You think I'm that low? I don't deal in slavery, buddy. Alright? I'm
I've
evil, but
seen what kind of
I'm not
things.
that evil.
I presume nothing with dragons.
Huh. Be careful, you don't want to get on my nerves, kid. I don't care how high and mighty you think you are with your father's position. You don't want to cross me.
And you don't want to get on my mother's bad
No, 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 no,
side.
no. I don't think you understand how this city works, kid. I get you're sheltered, and maybe they haven't taught you this yet, but your father doesn't do shit without the gangs down here. Your mother doesn't do shit without the gangs down here. Your whole family is built on this section of town. They may act high and mighty up there, reaping the benefits of everything, but they wouldn't be able to do shit without what we supply and what they can make out of it. Alright?
Erdin narrows his eyes a little and simply says, "Oh, maybe that is the case. But consider the then if my body winds up at their door, you'll take away my family's incentive to be merciful. I've seen what happens to people who get on my father's bad side. They wind up below even this lowly place. In the cogs."
Then why don't we save ourselves the mutually assured destruction and you bite your tongue, alright, kid?
Erdin shrugs and just walks out. He's kind of had enough.
Alright. The platinum will be waiting for you once your job is done. It'll be at the checkpoint. He says this to the rest of you. Now, go on. None of you are old enough to be in here anyways. The large woman escorts the four of you back out to where Bear and Draco are sitting. They're currently playing a card game on the fountain.
Erdin turns to the woman and goes, "Who are you exactly, and how do you know who my father is?"
I'm just, well, I work for the boss. I know a lot of people. Don't worry, your father's not cheating on your mother. He just does business here sometimes. I've seen him through. Now go on, get. And she closes the door.
So Muradin is very troubled by this. He knew his family wasn't exactly perfect, but doing business with gangs, that's kind of a revelation. So
Alright.
that was interesting. Do you know where we go next?
Kel, you do know where to go.
Yep, that would be the warehouses, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you the way. I'll show you the way.
Good.
Draco looks
And
up and goes, wait, where are we going?
The warehouses. Do you want to finish your card game first, or are you coming with us?
Now we'll come with. Where are we going to the warehouses?
do
Uh,
me a favor, elf, half elf, or whatever you are. Don't ask stupid questions to which most of us know the answers. I have a lot of anger that I need to work out on some criminal scum, and I'm not going to wait here while we fill in the blanks for you. Are you coming or are you not?
Cal just sort of pipes up, I'll explain on the way.
Alright. Draco gets a worried look as you guys continue on.
Are you scared, Blackheart, Shadowheart?
Have you ever been to the warehouses around here? Just a question.
I have.
I know you have. You live down here. I'm talking to the rich boy. You ever been to the warehouses around here?
What's so scary about a warehouse?
You see, the warehouses are fought over a lot. That's usually where most of the gang fighting happens. So residents tend to avoid it when they can in general. Unless you got a job to do there, you kind of try to avoid it. The other reason is the people who go there disappear. It's not a place where you just go. It's a place where you go on instruction. It's a place where you avoid if you don't have instructions. Because there's a lot of shit.
Well,
There's a lot of shit there that is very, very either dangerous or illegal. And the gangs don't want anyone knowing about either. And sometimes the rich folk don't want anyone knowing about either. So yeah, I don't want to go to the warehouses. I avoid it when I can.
well, then it's a good thing you've got the rest of us watching your back and a potential army of skeletons that you can call on command, isn't it?
For once, you're not wrong. Come on.
So are we there yet?
Uh, that was such a weird way of phrasing it. Yeah, you guys get there fairly quickly. It doesn't take incredibly long for you to get to the warehouses. It is in kind of the southern part of Lower Dura. It's right on the outreaches of most of the major gangs. Currently, the Tuskers have control of a few of the warehouses, but most of the warehouses are owned by the Scales and rented out to the other gangs when need be. As your friend said, it's one of the biggest places of contention amongst the gangs because it's such an important part of the city for them.
Hmm.
So, the currently the Tuskers control a few, but you're gonna guess you're going towards the biggest one they control, which is one of the bigger warehouses in the city. Unfortunately, territory does not show up like glowing lines, so it's gonna take some time to find this. So I'm gonna need investigation checks from all of y'all to find this warehouse.
I'm picking up one of my
Good
deck.
thing I have +7 to investigation then.
That is
That's
a
a
4.
19.
That's a 4.
15. 15.
4, 15, 19,
6.
6. Alright, 15 and 19. You both are able to search around and find finally the warehouse. You get to it takes a little bit, but you eventually find where the Tuskers are. You can basically by finding one of the gang members, which you are luckily able to hide from. And then you find the biggest warehouse nearby. And you luckily get it right. You can hear activity from inside. Looks like something's happening, but you're not sure what.
Hmm. So we'll share that information with the party then.
Do you guys think we should sneak inside?
We could.
This suit is
Makes the most sense.
currently built for kicking the door style. We should split it up, attack from multiple angles.
How many people did you see in there?
You're not sure. The warehouse has all of its windows blocked.
Enough we will have a fight on our hands. but it is nothing we cannot handle.
You say so.
So, I believe we should split up. One stirred here, or at least fightier party member, with one who is less sturdy. Myself, Bear, and I suppose Nooks will be the fightier ones. Kel, Tempest, Draco, you will be the less fighty ones. We will attack from the southern entrance, the western entrance, and the northern entrance, breaking through the windows if we have to.
Just so y'all know, this is a warehouse. Besides the area in the back where the offices are, it's one room.
Yeah, but most warehouses have multiple ways in.
This one's actually, besides the windows, which seem to be heavily boarded, it's only got the front entrance and a back entrance. The front entrance is a giant set of double doors.
Perhaps it would be better to sneak in through the back entrance.
I think so too.
Well, my armor is not built for it. Perhaps instead myself and Bear will create a distraction. The rest of you will sneak in.
Perhaps.
If you wish, one of you can come stay to support us, but the distraction will draw attention away while you sneak in.
The distraction's enough for me to get hold of one of the gang's uniforms, then I can basically get the rest of us in free.
So distraction, sneak in the back.
Yeah.
Cool. So Bear and your artificer are in the front near the double doors, and the rest of y'all are at the back entrance, just waiting for the distraction. Doesn't take long because Bear's idea of a distraction is knocking on the front door.
I love Bear.
Oh, Bear.
So Artificer, you see, along with Bear, the double doors open up a bit, and a few of the berserker-looking thugs step out.
Roll for initiative.
Not yet. One of them looks at you and goes, "What do you want?"
I'm looking for a fugitive in the area. My friend here had the idea you might know something about that.
And why would we know?
Well, the word on the street is you are gang members.
There's a lot of gangs around here.
So we had to pick one.
Hmm.
We tried going into the dragon's place, but my friend here caused a disruption and we had to leave in a hurry.
Ah. Got it. See, I have a feeling that you are problems. So why don't you just leave before things get bad? Let's take a quick break from y'all. Our back entrance guys, I need you all to roll stealth checks for me.
Okay.
Oh.
21.
Nice.
14.
10.
Draco falls on his face. So you all open the door as Draco just flumps in, and a guard looks at you and goes, "Who? This seems to be kind of the break room." And one of the guards who seem to have been on break just looks at you and goes, "What the?" and sounds the alarm.
Muradin makes a face and goes, "Oh, to hell with this. Get them, Bear!" And
All right,
swings his thunder gauntlet at the nearest enemy.
everyone roll for initiative.
18. I mean, no, 21 again.
18.
19.
Hang on.
This dice is my new favorite.
Did you roll a nat 20?
No, it's just given me enough to get 21 twice in a row. It's my new favorite.
Nice.
16. Sorry.
Cool.
My proficiency bonus wasn't written down for some reason, so I had to look it up.
So, the enemies and your two friends, Draco and Bear, also go on the same initiative by pure coincidence. So, first, our 21.
Kel's probably going to move in quickly to stab the one guard in the room
Okay.
with his rapier.
Maybe he could use that crossbow we talked about.
I have a plan.
Okay.
Dice, why do you fail me? 6.
Yeah, that does not hit.
No longer
Well,
my
at least it
favorite
wasn't
dice.
a nat 1.
No longer my favorite dice.
Yeah, that's oof.
Easy come, easy go.
All right.
Dice to shorten.
18s.
That would be me.
I rolled a 19.
I rolled actually a 15. I originally said 16.
Alright, Tempest
My bad.
goes first. I will consult my spell list.
So Tempest is going to be like, oh no, we've been caught, and cast Ray of Frost.
All right.
Not using any of the big spells yet. That's a 23 to hit.
That does definitely hit.
This isn't a D8. Oh wait, yes it is. Wow, that's absolutely nothing. 2 points of cold damage.
Is that a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
I figured.
Yeah. He's feeling a little chilly. Might need a sweater. Our
Okay.
other 18.
That would be me. Muradin is going to cast Fairy Fire on the mooks in front of him. That's a EC 15 Dexterity saving throw.
Both fail.
Okay, so now they are bathed in violet light. Any attack roll against them has advantage, and they can't benefit from being invisible. And they shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. I don't think that's going to matter, but might as well say it.
All right. So how much damage?
No, it's not damage, it's a debuff.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Our 16.
Alright, so I am gonna attack with my double-ended scimitar, and also, would I be able to do green flame blade as well?
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Alright, so I'll do that. So I rolled a hit right first?
Mhm.
Okay. That is a 4.
Wait, you have advantage.
I do?
Yeah, because I bathed them in Fury Foot.
Nope. 2 different fights.
Oh. Damn it.
Yeah.
So that's a 4 with all your bonuses.
No, I didn't add my bonus. I saw the page, I looked right over it until it said 4. That's actually 11. My bad.
That actually hits.
That's why you check.
So damage. That is 9 points of damage.
Nice.
Good job. All right. You slash them across the throat and actually do kill them. They fall down dead.
Nice job, Nooks.
Green Flame Blade also attacks 2 people, so.
No one else in the area.
Oh. My bad.
Sorry, Kel, old boy.
All right. So that moves us on to Draco, who is going to cast Animate Dead. So he's going to raise some skeletons, and then he's going to go into the next room. So
Is
into
that
the main warehouse.
where Muradin and Bear are?
Yep. So in the main warehouse is a bunch of boxes that are currently all unopened, including one that was being moved when you knocked on the door, and then at the end of it is your friends with two big old berserker-looking guys. So, speaking of which, are berserkers. Uh, what's your AC, Muradin?
18.
1 second.
Boy, I don't hope they don't roll as well as those monsters from last time.
So, we're gonna have some bad news. We're gonna have some real bad news.
Okay, what's the bad news?
Well, first off, that's 22 points of slashing damage from both of them.
Okay, let me check what my hit points are. I have 48,
Will you
so I'm
survive?
alive. Okay, what exactly did they roll?
One of them rolled an 18 and one of them rolled a 22.
That's pretty good for a couple of low-life gangsters.
Yeah,
The dice do as they want.
the dice doth taketh away and the dice doth giveth. Oh, and then finally, your companion, the guy with his own big axe, also hits. And really digs his axe in. One of the bandits is not looking too great. Uh, your turn.
I'm sincerely glad we leveled up
21
after that
or
last session,
22.
so I didn't die. Sorry. So
Bard.
that's back to you, Zeta.
Ah, um,
Crossbow. Crossbow.
Or magic.
yeah, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Moradin.
Alright. How much?
Need my D8. 10.
Nice.
Good, good.
Alright, our 18s. Sorcerer?
Well, 19 first. That's Tempest.
Oh. Tempest?
I forgot. Hold on. Give me 1 second. So the dude is dead. Tempest is gonna move into the actual like room of the warehouse. Do I see the wereboar anywhere?
No.
He's not here, just those berserker guys who are glowing and give you advantage on attack rolls. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay, so we do know that they're still a part of the same gang, or are they a different gang?
No, same gang.
Great. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. Roll to
It
hit.
worked 2 sessions, it'll work this one.
That's a first level spell. Let me mark that off. And my hit is. Actually, I don't know if I rolled a hit for that one.
What's
No,
their
it's
armor
wisdom saving
class?
throw, sorry. 14 wisdom saving throw.
Alright. For both or one?
I only cast the spell once.
Okay, that's a failure.
Sweet. 3d6. I lost the dice immediately. Hold on. 9. 14 points of damage.
Dang. Yeah. Just psychic damage. Any other effects?
For Dissonant Whispers, they have to move as far away from me as possible.
Understood. They will do that.
Both of them or just one? Because depending on the answer, I have
Just one.
right.
All right. So, one of them clutches his head, and he will move away on his turn. Back to our other 18, or sorry, our only 18.
Yeah. Muradin is very unhappy, just absolutely pissed off that happened. So he bashes his thunder gauntlets together, and he swings to hit.
Alrighty, roll to hit.
20.
Nice. All right. Nat.
And now to damage. 1d8 plus 5.
Was it natural?
No, it was 13 plus 7.
Dang.
Oh well. 8 plus 5 is 13.
That. Ouch. Alrighty, one of them is looking really, really bad. He's been hit, he's had his mind messed with, he's been hit with an axe. He's just not having a great day. Peyton?
So the one that you said already is not looking like they're having a great day. I will attack with my double-ended scimitar again, but also with Hex this time. If I can,
Remember that is a once per day ability.
Then never mind. I will just go in with the Green Flame Blade. It didn't say it was once a day for some reason.
It's once per short rest.
Also,
Which
remember
is...
you have advantage, so roll 2 and use the highest.
Hang on, doing math. That is a 25.
Hit.
And I will attack then with my double-ended scimitar with Green Flame Blade.
Cool. The green flame blade will jump to the other person, so just tell me the damage on that.
16, but my spell casting modifier is +7.
And is the +7 the damage that it does?
No, the 16 is the damage it does to the first person. When it bounces off, it does 7 to the person.
Oh, dang, nice. Alright, so their usually very shadowy weapon gets engulfed in this green flame around it that dances across the blade. As they strike the one person, the flame dances around to the other, and the strike goes straight through the one person, and they collapse and die as the other person is burned with the green flame.
So much.
Speaking of the berserker, he's gonna attack the guy who murdered his friend. So, our little Nooks. That is a 19 to hit.
No. My save DC, you mean?
No, your AC.
Oh, yeah, that's a 15. Not 19.
Cool. They hit because they rolled a 19. That is 7 points of damage.
Alright.
Lucky duck.
Well, it's the difference between 2 people attacking them and 1. Alright. And then we get our lovely little necromancer. The skeletons are going to attack real quick. And they all freaking miss. And then toll the bell.
Well, he's got a lot of help.
Toll of the Dead. The dude fails to save, so that is a nice amount of damage. Alright, so you hear a distant, deathly bell. Boom. And the guy clutches his arm as sores and wounds open up on their own.
Wow. Is he dead yet?
No, but oh, if Bear has anything to say about it, he is. Yeah, now he is. Bear just chopped his arm off, and that doesn't end well. We love Bear. Alright, as these two fall and die, you hear from behind you. What is the meaning of this?
Muradin turns around, maybe limping a bit. Who are you?
And you all see the Wereboar. He looks over at you and goes, I am the leader of the Tuskers.
Good. We've been looking for you.
He jumps down from the balcony he was at and lands, looking at all of you, and points his great hammer at you. Roll for initiative.
Oh,
Which dice do I trust for this one? Apparently not the one I rolled.
That is
an 8.
10.
8.
13.
7.
Cool. So the Wereboar gets to go first. And your
Attack Bear, please.
NPC friends will go last.
That entire dice set is getting exiled to the bag.
So the Wereboar charges towards Bear. Or actually, yeah, no, because Bear was the last one to kill someone. So the Wereboar charges towards Bear. Actually, no. Who's in the back?
Well, that would be Kel, Tempest, Nooks, and our friend and his skeletons.
All right, so they're gonna attack. They're gonna attack Tempest. So he's gonna charge at Tempest because they're the closest, as per my random roll of the dice. So that way he doesn't take opportunity attacks.
Can I cast shield as a reaction?
Yes. So what's your AC?
Right now, 17.
Okay. Cool. So he's coming in with his
Two-handed Warhammer.
yeah, his maul. Oof. Okay,
Sounds like he hit.
oh, he did.
Please tell me it was not a natural 20.
I'm not gonna talk, but I do need more
Oh.
D6.
Oh no!
Why?
Please don't pull. Oh, actually, it's D10.
So it
No,
was
no,
a
it is
natural
D6s this time. It is D6. I promise. It's D6.
Say bye to Tempest, y'all. Can't
And I need
play
to
my
make
new
a move.
character.
If
Hey,
Nooks
who is your
loses
new
Tempest,
character, by the way?
Nooks
Just
will
in case-
If Nooks loses Tempest, Nooks will be a lost cause mentally.
So, Tempest, how much HP do you have?
I'm so afraid about the fact that you had to ask that question. 26.
Okay, well, it's not instant death.
Ridiculous grace.
Tempest is gone.
So
Tempest is gone.
you all see the Wereboar jump down and charge, his tusks lowering as his warhammer comes up behind him as he swings upwards towards Tempest. Tempest reactionarily mutters off a spell, and you see their locket glow, and a shield of magic forms in front of them. But unfortunately, the shield bursts into shards of magic that quickly dissipate as the charge just rams through it, and the warhammer comes up and knocks into Tempest's chest, breaking the locket off and flinging it to the side as Tempest is bashed a full 15 feet back and knocked prone, currently unconscious, having taken 30 points of damage.
Hey, I nominate Kel to heal her.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I have one thing. My locket wasn't the one with shield, it was Nooks's. I just have the shield spell.
Okay. Retconning that a little, they cast the spell, the locket doesn't glow, locket still breaks off after the hit.
Still straight up dead.
No, unconscious. There's a difference.
let's just hope we can stabilize you before you have to take death saves. I'm not
Let's-
confident in your ability to make them.
Yeah, let's hope. Speaking of turns, who's next?
I didn't know I'm 13.
It was
I got
20
a 6.
I got 8.
So.
I got a 7.
So
Well, I guess
it looks like
guess
you're
it-
Artificer.
okay, if you don't make it, Tempest, nice playing with you.
Artist is gonna hate us.
I am preparing. I am preparing the D8s.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking through what I can do to make this do something, because we need a lot of damage and we need it stat. Okay. Catapult, don't fail me now. Burden will cast Catapult. DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Alright, 1 second. It failed.
Good.
Goes from
good.
rolling a nat 20 to a nat 1.
Oh, I would love if that allowed me to roll critical or something, but
It
okay.
does not.
That's why I said I'd love it. But
Yep.
here we go anyway. 2, 5, and 5. 12 points of damage.
Alright, so you reach in and pull out a little fleck of silver that you shoot at him, which rips through one of the sides of his arms, causing a good amount of bleeding. Who's next? I believe our 8?
Yep. Kel is going to rush towards Tempest to use Cure Wounds at a 2nd level spell slot.
Fair.
Okay, so that is 1 plus my bonus. That is 12.
12 points.
Alright, so you're
Excellent.
back to 12 HP, and you're
I
alive.
would also like to use a bonus action to give Bardic Inspiration to Nooks because she's next.
Alright,
An additional 1d6 or 1d8?
oh wait, no, it's your 7 next, which is Tempest.
Tempest. Yeah, Tempest is next.
Never
I'll
mind.
give it to Tempest then. Bardic Inspiration,
Wonderful.
which is an additional D6.
Oh, great, thanks.
So you're on the floor, but you're alive.
Right, I'm alive, and that's what matters.
It feels like
I'm-
someone just concaved in your chest because someone just did.
No, it's fine. So I'm going to cast False Life at first level spell slot. And then expend 2 sorcerer's points to use quicken spell, so I still have my action. And with that, what's my hardest hitting spell? Because that was mean.
So false life is temporary hit points, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful little spell if you need it.
I'd say we need it.
I need it. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast Dissonant Whispers again, because that's apparently my strongest spell, which is slightly sad. Nope, never mind, casting Shatter.
Oh god.
I'm very happy with that.
Failed.
Sweet. That's 3d8. I can roll my hit points at a later time. That's 10 points of, I believe, thunder damage.
Yep. Alright, so a mighty blast goes off next to the Wereboar, who covers his ears as his maul shatters from the thunderous blast. So
I'm very happy with that.
so you've de-armed your opponent. Stop talking about bacon in the chat.
Yeah, clearly he's a pork chop kind of guy.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, though.
Oh my god. All right. Moving on. Nooks.
So I know you said once a day thing, and I've made my decision. I am going to use this. I'm going to attack using my double-ended scimitar using Hex as well.
Okay. You can't cast Green Flame Blade if you also cast Hex. They're both bonus actions.
I'm not casting Green Flame Blade. I'm only casting Hex.
Okay. Wait, are you casting Hex or using Hexblade's Curse?
Hex, the spell.
Oh, that's
Not
not a
Hexblade's
once a
Curse.
day. That's
What
not a
does it
once a
do?
day. That's a you can cast as many times as you have spell slots. I thought you were talking about Hexblade's Curse.
And
Sorry.
also the chosen ability that they now have disadvantage on is Strength.
Strength?
Yeah, because it says also choose one ability when you cast a spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with that chosen ability, and I chose Strength. So
That's ability checks and saving throws. Just so you know.
all right,
Okay. Cool. So cool. Roll to hit.
that is a 12.
That hits.
All right, so for
Wereboars
damage,
do not have good armor. Yep.
so that is 10 points of damage initially with an additional 6 points because of the 1d6 necrotic damage that Hex does.
Nice. So 16, 6 of it is necrotic. So you all see um all of a sudden the blade starts to darken a little bit as it draws blood, and from where it slices, more gaping holes start to grow in the arm. Not in your arm, in the Wereboar's arm.
Wow. That's good.
Yep.
Hey, question: does Bear have a silver weapon?
Yeah, Bear got a silver axe.
Good, because I just wanted to make sure of that before he hit and then did no damage or something.
Fair, fair. Speaking of, Bear is going to stabby stab and hits. Well, it's almost impossible for him to miss, honestly. Oh, yeah, that's a good amount of damage. Yeah, he just cuts in to the chest, really getting some revenge for his friend. The skeletons are going to surround. One misses. One falls. You can literally see, um, You can literally see Draco just face palming and going, "God damn it, useless skeletons." Before Draco points and casts Ray of Sickness. The,
I
actual.
really hope he doesn't vomit all over Bear.
I cannot promise anything.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I promise nothing. Ever. Alright, Ray of Sickness. Alright. Fails, surprisingly, his Constitution saving throw. Takes. Ouch. Alright. And he casts that at 2nd level, so an extra d8. Ouch. Your Wereboar is not looking too good. He starts looking really sick. He actually does vomit up a little bit. As you can see him obviously just weaken from how sick he gets. He now has the poisoned condition, so he has disadvantage on all of his saving throws.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Absolutely wonderful.
Plus
And he also
disadvantage
took
on
a lot of
strength saves.
damage. Cool. Moving on back up to the top of the initiative order, we have the Wereboar, who does not seem happy.
Can he hit one of the skeletons? They're the most expendable.
Never ask the DM to hit a specific target. No. Never.
So
It's
he's gonna
skeleton. You don't
so
care
he's gonna
about
use
that.
his tusks to really get into Bear. Those both hit.
Oh no. Don't want to lose Bear.
I mean, they're tusks. They can't deal that much damage.
Thank God he has a high constitution.
Never say that.
So he takes 20 points of damage. Because for some reason I haven't had Bear Rage yet. Because I'm not a good barbarian player. Oops.
Did you actually pick a subclass for him, like we were talking about
We're not
last
going to
time?
talk about that. We're not going to talk about the fact that Bear still doesn't have a subclass.
I told you to give him the Ancestral Guardian subclass. It would be so much help here.
Well, he currently doesn't have one. Or maybe his ancestral spirits are just not talking to him at the moment. Either way, he just took 20 points of damage. It's now down to your
Back
Artificer's
to
turn.
me. Fun, 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 fun. All right. So, at this point, I would probably use the Thunderwave just to hit him with 2d8, but, well, I don't want to hit Bear as well. So, time for our good old friend, the, either the Thunder Gauntlets or Shocking Grasp. Because
Punch him,
that's what we're
punch
getting.
him, punch him, punch.
No, actually, Shocking Grasp it is.
Fair. Roll to hit.
21.
That hits.
Okay. Two.
All right. Not the best damage, but it does some. He is looking really bad off for wear. Not a lot of HP left on this poor guy.
If anyone's curious, it was not about the damage, which is pitiful until at least level 5. It's the fact that because I hit, he can't take any reactions until the start of his next turn.
Yep. I believe the next person on our list is Kel.
Yes.
Crossbow, crossbow, crossbow.
So
We did
funny
not
thing
spend
about the
all that money
crossbow.
just to not use it.
Jack.
Funny thing about the crossbow. We didn't pick up any silver bolts.
Let's just pretend we picked up silver bolts.
That ain't how it works. Took
Okay,
the time
someone
to get
shoot
this
him with a
fancy new
silver arrow.
crossbow, forgot to get good bolts for it. Actually, I don't think you guys picked up bolts at all.
Yeah.
You
So
know, I have a solution
I'd
for
imagine-
that. One
I
of my
imagine-
infusions is repeating shot. It gives infinite ammo. I'll give it to your crossbow next time we have a long rest.
That's not going to help us right now, though.
Yeah, but I'll do it, and then you can attune to it, and we'll have it for next time.
They're not going to help us right now.
Zeta, what are you planning on doing with your empty crossbow?
I'm not using the crossbow because we forgot to get ammo for it. I don't particularly want to get close to the beast. Is anyone particularly low in health at the moment?
I think you're standing right next to one.
I would like to use
Everything
another-
still sitting there with a slightly concaved chest, like, who do you think?
I would like to give another level 2 spell slot Cure Wounds to Tempest.
Cool.
Thank you.
That is a 12? Yeah, 12.
Nice.
Yay.
I believe that brings us to Tempest.
It sure does. First off, because Kel healed her, she's gonna be like, "Oh, thank you. You totally get a shout out on my next live stream." And then she's going to go.
Doing this in the middle of battle.
You're lucky she's not live streaming now. That is just that's just her. I was going to say, can I use a bonus action to start live streaming?
Hell just gives a
Sure, you can
confused-
use a bonus action to start live streaming.
Begins live streaming mid fight. Gonna take out her longbow. Sorry. And try to hit the Wereboar with one of the silver tipped arrows.
Cool. Roll to hit.
Like,
16.
That hits.
Great. Seven points of piercing damage.
Nice. The chat blows up with, "Good shot. You're doing awesome." All that sort of thing.
It's like, oh my god, thank you.
Nooks.
hey, did he
so-
take that arrow to the knee?
Oh my god.
I just had to get it out there before we moved on.
With Green Flame Blade, do I get to choose? Can I choose the other person the flame attacks? Or-
Yeah. And well,
Never
yes,
mind.
but there's no other enemies.
Okay. I will attack then just without Green Flame Blade.
Do
Just
you want to use your bonus action to use Hexblade's Curse?
no, I'm good. He's already hexed for an hour, so
Cool. I will tell you they do different things.
yeah, I know, but I'm happy with this for now.
Cool, cool. Roll to hit.
That is a 19.
That definitely hits.
All right, so that is.
Did you roll a natural 19?
I rolled a 12, but plus my
Ah.
bonus.
Fair.
That is 9 points of normal damage plus an additional 6 to that. So I can't do math right now.
All right. You really are the person who's just kill stealing today. So you take out your weapon again, slice across, and you see hit his throat where you sliced, it just automatically starts to, like, the skin turns necrotic and starts to slough away for a little while until he just falls to the ground. There's a quick pain in your arm as the problem you've been having spreads a little.
I would get that looked at. Just saying.
Nooks doesn't mention anything about their arm, even though, despite the comments.
All right. Wereboar is dead. You now have free reign of the warehouse if you want.
Before that, Nooks has to somehow get one of his eyes.
Cool. You gonna just pop out an eye?
Yeah,
All right. It
I
takes
didn't
you
know
a
there was
minute.
another way.
Takes you a minute, but you are able to pop out one of the eyes.
Alrighty.
I want to
Why
open.
don't you
the
get the
boxes.
tusks too? Something as a souvenir, maybe.
Y'all need to bring back something.
Well, my task is already done. I have the box and I haven't looked in it.
You
Well,
need to bring
your separate task is, but like your
the main task.
Oh, right. That was the goal. Okay, hold on. Tempest is going to try and get, like... Yeah,
Well,
why not?
get
I'll
his
go
head and bring it back in my bag of holding.
We should get the head. Can we get the head? I'm gonna get the board.
Gonna-
Can we?
Gonna take you a minute, but yeah, you can cut off the head.
Nice.
It's fair to do it.
Are we really just gonna
Takes
go all?
overaxe.
Are we really just gonna go all assassin and just dump the severed head on the desk?
Yes.
It's the adventurer's way.
DM.
Hell,
This
if we really want, we can enchant it to petrify people and just take it out whenever someone gets on our bad side.
Oh my god.
Works for Persia.
DM. This room is filled with like unopened boxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do
I wanna
not
open-
open the boxes. Don't open the boxes.
I want to open them.
Don't open the boxes.
You want to
Just
see
one.
what they were smuggling?
I sure do.
Tempest,
Okay.
We were told not to open the boxes. No, don't open the box.
No, you-
Don't.
He told us not to take anything. We can open the boxes.
All right. You
Opening
see.
the boxes is how people get disappeared. No.
Do you open the box that was currently being moved, or one of the other ones?
Can I go from both?
Sure. Which one do you do first?
The one that was currently being moved.
So you open that up, much to the protests of your friend, and notice some bags in there, like little special bags.
Don't open the bags.
I'm gonna open the bag.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, Kel,
Yeah.
you recognize the bags.
Don't open the bags. Don't open the bags.
So
What's
you
in them?
open the bag. Inside,
Tempest is still live streaming.
you open the bag, and inside is a little vial of something. You're not entirely sure, but it radiates magic like nothing else.
Oh,
Don't.
that vial?
Don't open. Don't open the vial. Don't.
What is in that? Can we
Don't.
do an
Oh
investigation
my
check
god,
or something
Kel,
to
you are so
know what
killing the
that
vibe.
is?
What is in here?
Don't open the vial.
Just
What is
tell us
it?
what it is.
Boom is
I'm
in
on
there.
team.
Boom.
We should open the vials.
Don't open it.
Come on, it'll be fun.
Boom.
Muradin wants to get a closer look. Can he get a closer look?
Sure, give me an Arcana check.
Here goes.
One.
While he's doing that, can I make an insight check on the rest of the warehouse and maybe some of the other boxes?
Sure.
DM?
The other
Yeah.
boxes are mostly full of illicit drugs.
But can I still make that insight check?
No.
Okay. 25. What does 25 tell me?
This is a highly powerful magical item that is used to do certain things within the magical or artificer field and power certain things, but it's basically a nuclear bomb.
Don't open the
And it's
vial.
highly unstable.
Don't open the vial.
I recognize this from my days as a smith's apprentice. This material is extremely hazardous and volatile. We will not open the vial, and frankly, I suggest you put that right back where you found it before you level half a block.
Do you want it?
No, we're not
What
taking
do
it.
you mean, do I want it? No, I don't want it. Put it back.
Nooks is gonna take the vial from Tempest's hand and just kind of put it back and usher Tempest away from the whole situation. Just like,
But it's super pretty.
it's a bomb.
My chat wants me to take it.
The chat
I
does
don't
want them to take it.
I
Well,
can't-
your chat are morons. Moradin
Hey!
said,
How
and
dare you insult the
closes the
Tempest
door.
tribe?
Kel. sort of
I need everyone to
walks up
make me a
them.
perception check.
Okay.
Oh no.
You've been spotted, haven't you? Oh boy.
What's
That
my
is an
modifier?
18.
I
14.
am also an 18.
Did it a 17.
Cool. None of you notice anything.
I am extremely suspicious now, and I wish to make another
Kel.
perception check.
Nope.
Kel walks
you
up
can't.
to Tempest and just says, "I've had to sneak one of these out of lore before. Do not take it."
Fine. You
They're
guys
all-
are such skills.
They're also highly illegal, by the way, because of their ability to just go boom and level half a city.
I have had to sneak one of these out of lore before. Do not take it.
Shouldn't we not leave this here though?
It is safer here.
It would be better destroyed, but unless you wish to make the dragon very, very angry with us, we're not going to do that.
Don't even attempt to destroy it. No. It is safer here.
Okay. She lightly tosses it back into
It was already taken out of your hand by Nooks.
Yeah. You don't have it anymore in your hand.
The pure heart attack you just gave two of us. Alright. So,
Hey,
do y'all go your job is done now. You can go back.
I vote we
Without
go
vial.
to Kel's family first, so we can do a long rest, and I can get my hit points back.
Oh, and we need to make a coffee run.
That's when we're back to mid.
Reminder, you need to be back before the end of today, so it might be
Yeah.
better to just go back to the college and take a rest at your dorm.
Okay.
As much as I love family time with Kel.
Wait, I thought I thought. All right, fine. Let's just go. Before anything else insane happens.
Alright.
Don't take the magic nuke.
Draco and
Bear.
Tempest, Tempest. Draco and Tempest both have to go get a coffee run, which doesn't take long. They literally just go to a coffee shop and order a coffee. They get it. They go back up. The first stop y'all have is to the Adventuring 101 class with the Artificer, where you have to drop off the big ol' head on the guy's desk.
Burden steps forth and drops the boar's head on the desk. We managed to get ahead in the business.
Ironbeard looks up and goes, "Good job. Box."
Oh, you'll have it. But first I want to know what's in it.
Yeah, none of your business. Box.
You will tell me, or this box will become the property of Principal Hawkfeather.
And he won't give a shit. Box?
No, I think he will. Or maybe I'll just hand it off to the captain of the guard in the district. She's quite fond of me, you know.
Ah, great. Look, buddy. What's in this box is very, very important. It's also very, very important that it doesn't get out. So, it's coming to me, back to its rightful owner, so it doesn't
What
go out and about.
what is this, a fairy you're carrying around? And why are you its rightful owner? Why don't you already have it?
Because I know who wrote the damn book.
It's a book, is it?
A very important book. Now, box.
About what? Flesh crafting? Is that what you're up to?
No, it's not about flesh crafting. You really think I'm sitting here doing flesh crafting? What
I
classes do
think,
I teach?
sir, I have had a very, very long day. I have been slashed across the chest by two maniacs. I have seen one of my friends almost die because this boar caved her chest in with a hammer. I have been told by a dragonborn that my family is apparently doing businesses with the gangs down below. I've about had my fill of not being told that I don't understand how the world works and that, or that I'm just too stupid to know. Explain yourself. Because if you don't,
I.
then maybe I'll take my chances with my friend in the guard.
You're not too stupid to know. This isn't about an intelligence thing. This isn't about an age thing. Nooks, go close the door.
And Nooks does that.
Okay, get out the box.
Burden places the box on the table. Now, what's in the box?
First off, you're not going to tell anybody that this item exists. I know it's already rumored to, and I know it eventually will get out, but for now, no one knows. Got it?
Fine. Just tell me what's in this ridiculous box that everyone wants to know about.
He opens up the box, and within is a very simple but thick book titled The Book of Prophecies, Part 2. And that's where we're going to end our session today. It's been wonderful playing with y'all. It's been wonderful seeing all of y'all in chat. Thank you all for joining and having a wonderful time. Once again, we are still raising money for Comfort and Cantrips for Ukraine. So if you can, please donate money to that. It will be going to charities and it will really help them out over there. Besides that, please subscribe to Twitch so that way, or please follow the Twitch, not subscribe, so that way we can get the emotes and have a good time with that. I am really glad that we had a good time, and yeah, that's about it. See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.